we'll see what happens. See if we can't just boom, purr. If not, boom, sell it. Put something else in it. Not even... What is going on, my friends? So, it's been a while, a couple weeks actually. We had a hurricane. Things kind of got a little hectic. So, between work and life and things like that, we had to put the videos on hold for a little bit. But now we're back. Today's video is gonna be the big turning point because I thought I was gonna get the vehicle running and driving, and it was just gonna be something that was easy, right? I thought that I was gonna be able to put all the parts in and then retune the vehicle to get it running. Now, I got that tune from CALIBRATIONS, and the first tune didn't work. They sent me a second one, and that's what we're gonna do today, is we're gonna put in the second tune. Now, I have a very big decision to make because ultimately this is going to be a fun vehicle for me, and I want it to rip. Like, who doesn't want it to rip? So, if this doesn't work today, I think we're just gonna shoot straight into swapping it. We have a couple of options, and I think I'm leaning more towards it every single day. But first, let me see if I can't get it tuned. We can get it running and driving. If not, then some big changes are coming. Now, some big changes might be coming, right? Like I said. And at the start of this, the biggest concern for me was the wiring. It's probably one of the most daunting things that there is when it comes to car building, besides blowing up your motor, I guess, and that. But car building for me is something that I'm not particularly versed in, and we're learning every day. So, step one, don't cut BMW wiring because it's all connected. All of it. Every single bit of it's connected. Step two, might want to listen to a couple of your buddies because they had some good insight. Don't tell them that. Step three, keep it simple. I think that the wiring and the BMW electronics itself are a bit complicated. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go get the chaos calibration tune. We're going to try to get in the vehicle, see if it, last time I put it in there, it didn't even read the DTC codes. I couldn't do anything. It says unknown error. They emailed me back, and it could be something on my end for sure. That's why I think we're leaning more towards completely changing the vehicle. First steps first, before I get ahead of myself, let's go ahead and get the tune in the vehicle and see if it works. That's what we got to do first. I have this on battery charger here, boom. I'm going to grab the laptop because I think the laptop is not even charged. This is a $300 adventure as it is with just the tune. Get in the vehicle. Alright, I'm going to get this set up. I'm going to get the laptop set up, get it charged, ready, plugged into the OBD2, and then we'll go from there. Alright guys, so everything's connected. The computer is connected. It is doing its thing. It's uploading the tune. I had to change a couple of the settings inside of the serial ports. I had to change it, the latency also to 1, and then the COM port to 1. And then I was recommended to uncheck the fast write and then do a full upload again. So as you can see, this cable is stretched pretty freaking far. Not the most ideal thing, but it is doing something. Now, like I said, if this doesn't work, okay, I'm going to give it its time. Last time I think it took like 15-20 minutes or so, and then it was done. When it's done, either I wanted to iron block, turbo, and M52B28, or LS swap it, and those are still the two options, but I'm leaning farther to one side than the other. There's a couple of things that I've always wanted to do, and If this doesn't work, we'll get into it. But she's uploading right now. I'll wait for it to upload, fire it up, and then go from there. Okay, we're in the car now. The tune did take this time. I don't know if it was just something in this. It was definitely had to have been something in the settings. It actually took the tune, and I was able to read codes afterwards, and I wasn't getting error codes. So we know that the tune is good. Now we're gonna attempt to start it. Honestly, this is like the moment of truth. For real, for real. If this doesn't work, like I'm just done with it at this point. Alright. Not even like an attempt.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Nice. An attempt. There were a couple error codes. Let's read them. Something about throttle adaptation. I wonder. I don't wonder anymore. Alright, so that's that. I'm actually done with this. The trials and tribulations of building a vehicle. Now we have no choice but to swap the vehicle. At this point, I'm gonna swap it. I'm gonna sneeze. No, I'm not. Okay. At this point, I'm gonna swap it. I really think I'm leaning towards one direction. Not the band. Let's walk over to this side. My buddy Matt has accumulated many of things. Many LS things over the years. Here, right behind us, is his 3rd gen. That's a big old turbo. And it's got pipes. It's gone through a couple iterations. There's a T56. Matthew has acquired some things, and he's blown up some things. We have a 5.3 here. Doesn't work. We have a 6.0 that was knocking. Needs fixed. A 4.8. Let me see that? 4.8, 5.3, but this is a 4.8. Then, of all things, that just makes sense. He's talked to me over and over and over about it. It just makes sense at this point. Matt's talking to me and he's like, hey man, I got this 5.3, why don't you just take that one? And I got a crank and some pistons and some rods. I'm like, what? What do you mean you have some pistons and some rods and a crank and a motor? And it's been so dark in this corner of the garage, I didn't really notice anything like other than that motor being on the ground there. But this one here, it's already taken apart. It is a 4.853 with a 1255-1358 casting. I believe that is the casting for the 5.3 and the 4.8, but here you can see, no you can't see, you can see on the casting on these rods, 143 rods, and it has the dish to the top of it. They're dished. Here. These are 5.3 rods and pistons. That's what these are. Then he's like, oh, I got a crank on the shelf. Matt, what do you mean you have a crank on the shelf? I have a crank on the shelf. Okay, you have a crank on the shelf. Let me go look at the crank on the shelf. Boom. This crank, where's the casting? 125-52216. I believe that is a 5.3 crank as well. Our options kind of presented itself to us. This block, I can go get cleaned. I can go get it honed. I can go get it decked. Cleaned, honed, decked. 5.3 block. It's got some pretty significant wear, and I think it'll be just fine. There's not like a crazy lip on it too. Honestly, if we wanted to clean this, go ahead and hone it ourselves, we probably could. And just get rid of all this surface stuff. But the crank, I'm not sure if this crank is any good. This definitely has to be sent to the machine shop. So, hear me out. 5.3 block, cleaned, honed, decked. Crank, cut and or polish, 5.3 rods. BFD cam, and we'll run the ZF. I don't know, I haven't looked to see what kind of transmission's in the BMW, but it's either the ZF or it's the other one. And either way, PMC makes an adapter kit, so I can keep the stock shifter in the stock hole and everything else. Take this out. This ran great going in, but we'll take this out. We'll get rid of it and LS swap it. I mean, to be fair, I do love a good chop. And a 5.3 isn't like over the top. And if something happens to this motor, then we can really build something serious. But for right now, I do think that this is what's going to happen with the vehicle. I'm going to talk it over more with Matthew, and then we're going to go from there, I guess. Like, I'll take it to the machine shop. I know he wants to get the 6.0 up and running for this 3rd gen. Could you imagine a 3rd gen out here drifting with the boys? A teal 3rd gen on some C6s? Could be dope. He talked about putting the turbo on it, but he also talked about ditching it and just running an NA 6-liter, which would be cool. So, there are some parts that I'm going to have to acquire, and if I do a 6.0, or if I do an LS swap, I'll have everything in place for a bigger LS motor down the road, something built. I really like the 6-liter stroker, 408, 416, something like that, and then just put a supercharger on it. Down the road, guys. Getting ahead of ourselves. Get the 5.3, get it sorted, get it built, get it put into the car. I think that's where this series is going. An LS BMW E46, literally from parts. Like, these are like parts he had lying around. Let's see if we can't get these parts and this motor into that car. What do you guys think? You think this is a good idea? This could be a bad idea. Who knows? I think it's a great idea. I love a good chop, a little cam. They make a BFD cam for it. Oh, yeah. I think this is the next step. There's going to be a lot of parts that I need to acquire. If I do this, I'm not going to mess around with the wiring. Like, they make it a complete plug-and-play kit for the LS motors. Like, I'm not going to mess with it. Just buy a Terminator, buy a swap kit, and just swap the thing. Build that up. This will be a great series, taking basically a junkyard motor. I believe he got it from some guy and it was sitting in his yard or something and it got like rained on. So we'll take this and these parts and we'll smush them all together and then we'll go drifting. That is the ultimate goal. Build something cool. Build something I like. Like, it's already turning out to be an awesome platform. The BMW E46 platform, like, by far is one of the best looking vehicles that I think, personally, Get a wide body on it. It's already got the Ultra kit on it. It's already got a dual caliper kit. Like, I needed to get a Big Duck Club or something of that fashion, wide body. And then, we could be drifting by the beginning of the year. It's October now, mid-October. Dude, we could get this done and be drifting at the beginning of the year. Like, that will be ideally what I would like to do. If you think this is a great idea, let me know, okay? And if you think it's a terrible idea, also let me know. Because this is where we're going. I mean, the channel, the brand, this is kind of like the next step. Matt's got LS parts galore in here. I'd like to see him get this up. And then we can just run LS and LS together, and if I break something, he breaks something, we can just kind of just swap stuff around. Go have fun with the homies. That's what it's about. If you like today's episode, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think about the direction of the BMW E46, and I'll catch you in the next one.